If you're doing what everyone else is doing or what your competitors are doing, you're not necessarily going to be an outlier. One of the things that I realized was when you're capturing these intent signals, you could use that to go outbound, right? But there's even something better that you can do, which we built internally at Attention, which is figuring out who's the best person to make you an introduction to that person and speak highly of your product. Because yeah, you could outbound, you might not be the winner in the deal, especially if they already, 80% of the buyers kind of have a very strong idea of what they want to buy, right? I've seen this quite a few times where someone will come into our inbound router and say, hey, I've been hearing so much about you guys, I want to check you guys out. But the guy already knew, he's been posting about one of the incumbents forever, and he's a big fanboy of that incumbent. And so we already knew that he was going to buy the incumbent, but he just wanted to check us out. And that was okay. We did not win that deal. However, if we had figured out a way for a lot of people to say, you have to check out Attention because it's the best thing, this is how we're using it, the person's going to buy immediately, right? And so we built an agent internally that you put in the LinkedIn profile of the person in a Slack channel, and then it tells you all of your advisors, investors, and like champions who are connected to that person. And then all that you can do is reach out to them and say, hey, do you really know this potential buyer? Because I see you guys connected on LinkedIn. And guess what? Maybe one or two will say, yes, I actually know them very well. We had a deal with a massive company, and we put in, the CRO, the VP of sales, like a few people into that Slack channel, and we realized that we had a good amount of investors and advisors connected to them. And so I reached out to the first person, right, that came out of the list, and I tell him, hey, do you know the CRO of this company? It's like, yes, we've known each other for over 20 years, great friend. Amazing. I didn't even have to do the rest. And he reached out immediately, and that was extremely helpful. And so every time we do this, we surprisingly find out that quite a few people are connected with who we need to be connected with, and they are very helpful. My thinking about growth is that if you're doing what everyone else is doing, or what your competitors are doing, you're not necessarily going to be an outlier. You really have to figure out your own growth systems that no one else has thought about.